Some truths do not announce themselves loudly. They arrive softly, hidden inside ordinary moments, and linger in the heart long after the moment is past. On a peaceful morning in a quiet American neighborhood, one such moment unfolded simple, silent, and deeply unforgettable. An elderly woman stood on the sidewalk holding a broom as she cleaned the street. Laughter echoed behind her, careless and light. Nearby, inside a parked car, a wealthy man watched without realizing that his understanding of the world was about to change forever. Her name was Margaret Lewis. She was 68 years old, small in frame, her posture slightly bent from decades of honest labor. Every weekday morning, she wore the same faded pink sanitation jacket, pulled a cap over her thinning gray hair, and stepped outside with calm determination. Margaret did not expect appreciation. She did not demand respect. She believed only in doing her work properly. Years ago, life had taken an unexpected turn. She raised her children on her own, and now, with retirement benefits barely enough, she worked part-time for the city's sanitation department. The streets were familiar to her. So were the looks, some polite, some dismissive, many empty. Often people didn't see her at all. That morning, she was sweeping near a row of garbage bins outside a modern apartment building. The sun was bright, the air still, everything ordinary until laughter drifted toward her. Near the entrance stood Ashley Carter, 28 years old, confident, stylish, and untouched by struggle. She wore a knee-length red dress and laughed loudly with her friends, enjoying the moment without a second thought. What Ashley didn't know was that her father-in-law, Richard Carter, sat quietly inside his car across the street. Richard was a self-made millionaire, respected and successful. He had built his life from nothing, yet over time wealth had quietly distanced him from the everyday realities of ordinary people. As Ashley noticed Margaret near the bins, her expression shifted, not with concern, but irritation. She made casual remarks, spoken lightly, without cruelty, but also without compassion. Her friends laughed along. It wasn't loud mockery. It was something colder. It was indifference. Margaret paused briefly, not out of fear, but out of habit. She tightened her grip on the broom, lowered her gaze, and quietly stepped aside to give them space. No words, no protest, just dignity shaped by years of being overlooked. From his car, Richard felt a weight settle in his chest. He wasn't watching a stranger. He was watching the woman his son loved. And in that moment, he realized something painful. Money had protected his family from hardship, but it had also softened their understanding of humanity. Margaret finished her work and walked down the street, her figure growing smaller with every step. Richard watched until she disappeared, knowing he could not forget what he had seen. That evening, Richard invited his son and daughter-in-law for dinner. His tone was calm. The conversation began, normally work, plans, everyday talk. Then he gently changed the subject. He spoke about respect, about how a society is measured by how it treats those who do the quiet, unnoticed work. He described the elderly sanitation worker outside the apartment building that morning. Slowly, Ashley's smile faded. Filled her eyes. Richard did not accuse her. He did not raise his voice. He spoke with disappointment, not anger. He reminded her that dignity does not come from wealth, clothing, or neighborhoods. It comes from character. That night, Ashley could not sleep. The image of Margaret, silent, steady, unseen, kept returning. For the first time, she questioned herself, not because she was forced to, but because she needed to. Change did not happen instantly, but awareness had begun. Days later, Ashley saw Margaret again on the same street. This time, she was alone. No friends, no laughter. She hesitated, then approached and gently offered her a bottle of water. Margaret looked up, surprised. Their eyes met, one filled with quiet strength, the other with reflection. Margaret accepted the water with a nod. No bitterness, no judgment, only grace. Weeks passed. Ashley began noticing people she once ignored. She listened more. She learned names. She treated others with care. Richard watched silently, understanding that real change cannot be forced. It must grow. One morning, Margaret noticed a familiar woman in a red dress standing nearby. No laughter now, only quiet respect. Margaret nodded politely and returned to her work, broom steady in her hands. Because sometimes, The most powerful lessons do not come from wealth or authority. They come from an elderly woman with a broom, silently reminding the world what dignity truly looks like.